Good day, ma'am. For today, we gonna report lesson 17 and 18 entitled Mass Relationships in Chemical Reaction and Limiting Reactant and Percent Yield. Module 17, Mass Relationships in Chemical Reactions. A mass relation refers to a ratio of a mass, reactant, and product to each other. In a balance equation, you can use the mole ratio to solve for mass in grams. You can also use an equation to learn how to find the mass of compounds provided to know the quality of participant in action. Benjamin Richter defined stoichiometry in 1792 as the science of measuring quantities or mass ratios of chemical elements. Stoichiometry is the study of quantitative relationship or ratios between two or more substances undergoing a physical change or chemical change, chemical reaction. As you can see, this is the example of stoichiometry. Stoichion means elements, and metron means to measure. Stoichiometry calculation deals with that mass or volumes of product and reactant. Mole ratio. Mole ratio is a coefficient in a balanced chemical equation can be used to determine the relative number of molecules, formula units, or mole of a compound involved in chemical reaction. The example of mole ratio. Lesson 18. Limiting reactant and percent yield.
Limiting reactant is the reactant that is completely consumed in a reaction. It's called limiting reactant or limiting reagent because it determines or limits the amount of product formed. Theoretical yield is how much product can be formed if the reaction uses all of the limiting reactant and proceeds to completion.
Percent yield. Percent yield is the ratio of actual yield to theoretical yield multiplied by 100%. Percent yield is equal to actual yield over theoretical yield times 100%. Magnesium carbonate byproducts of magnesium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Actual yield is equal to 15 grams. Theoretical yield is equal to 19 grams. Percent yield is equal to 15 grams over 19 grams times 100%. Percent yield is equal to 79%. Actual yield. Actual yield is the amount of product experimentally obtained by its chemical yield. Percent yield is equal to actual yield over theoretical yield times 100. Actual yield is measured using a scale or indirectly it is less than theoretical yield.
There are two methods used to find the limiting reactant. First is to compare the actual mole ratio of the reactants to the mole ratio of balanced chemical equation. Number two, the other method is to calculate the grain masses of product resulting from each reactant. The reactant that yield the smallest mass of product is limiting reactant. How to find the limiting reactant? Using the mole ratio if the mole are given. Given mole A or given mole B. Coefficient A or coefficient B.
B. Using the product approach. If grams are given, giving grams A or giving grams B. 6 p.m. times coefficient A or 6 p.m. times coefficient B.
These are the examples of limiting reactant.